This is ANTIC The AtariAge podcast.
Hello and welcome to ANTIC episode, it's episode number 7F. And today I'm your host, Brad Arnold, and I'll be with my co-hosts, Randy Kindig.
Hello.
And Kay Savitz.
Hello, hello.
And that was episode 127 for those of you who are hex challenged. And like me.
Did you know that by heart, or did you have to look it up, Brad? That's what I want to know.
I read the show notes.
I mean, the 7F was 127.
I wasn't paying attention. Did you say you put a hex on us? What's happening?
Yeah, well, that too. And so a hex on you. The hex with you. Okay. So other than putting hexes on people, Kay, what have you been doing?
I have been a little busy with things. Let's see. First of all, as soon as we finished last month's episode, we had talked about a couple of interesting things. We talked about PokeStream Player, which was a piece of software that lets you make audio for your Atari that is played with the Pokey. And we had talked about Material Girl and stuff. And so I was like, that sounds like fun. So I started looking into it, downloaded it, played with it. We were talking before about how much audio can you actually get into PokeStream Player, and the information was actually right there in the GitHub. It depends what mode you use, what the quality is and stuff. But basically on a stock 130XE, you can, depending on the quality, you can get between 8 seconds in the highest quality mode down to 57 seconds of audio in the bad quality mode. And now if you've got like a 1 megabyte expanded machine, even in like the middle quality mode, you can get 8 minutes of audio. So I thought that was kind of fun. And so I wanted
That's
to...
enough for a
plenty.
couple songs, right?
So, yeah. So I wanted to show you what I did, if that's okay. We'll have a little multimedia experience here.
This is ANTIC The AtariAge podcast.
This is ANTIC, the Atari 8-bit podcast. It is March 2026, and we are here to talk about all things Atari.
You hear that, guys?
Yeah.
Isn't that
sounds
amazing?
Exactly like it.
It sounds
exactly like it sounds. On when people listen to it on
shortwave. Right.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like a radio broadcast.
Yeah, it sounds like FM radio from a transmitter that's way too far away.
Too far away.
But there's 8 minutes of it, so that's nice. And just for fun, I also did the song Material Girl. So I was having fun with that. And we also, in the last episode, Paulo mentioned that the gadget in Fujisan where you can go send code straight into the Fast Basic compiler. And I played with that, and that was amazing. Just like wrote some stuff in BBEdit, and all of a sudden, a second later, it was running in Fujisan.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's very nice. I didn't have any inspiration actually to write anything good, but I love that you can do it. And
right.
Yeah. And also
we've got some additional news about that later in the podcast.
Okay, great. I was a guest on a video YouTube podcast thing called This Week in Retro, which is a very nice retro computing general show. It was a lot of fun. They were very nice people. I realized that I mean, I don't know. I feel like our podcast is audio first, and then if you want to watch on the YouTube because Randy started doing that. That's fine. But I don't think we work too hard to make the video exciting. They do. They work to make the video very, very good. And I feel I watched like 10 seconds of it, of the episode. I had fun recording it, but like watching it back, I just like didn't want to see myself because I wasn't video forward. I was treating it like an audio podcast and not looking where I should be looking. So anyway,
Yeah.
Face for radio, as they say. But I had a great time on This Week in Retro, episode 262. If you, for some reason, need to hear more of me, go watch it on YouTube. And finally, I'm getting ready for VCF East, which I will be going to and speaking on the podcasters panel. And in preparation of that, I got my new personal ANTIC business cards made. The ones that I had before, I still had a few left from the old ones from years ago that had my dead name on them. So I threw those out and got some freshies that have my new current, blue sky contact information and correct name and all that stuff. So anyway, I got new cards. Kinko's or FedEx office, I mean. So it's always going to be Kinko's to me. So that's what I'm up to. What about you, Randy?
And my big thing was the Indie Classic show that we had locally here in Indianapolis. And a lot of Atari presence there, so it was pretty nice. My exhibit, as I mentioned before, that it was going to be was Atari connected to a typewriter through a typewriter interface.
Oh yeah,
Smith Corona typewriter, and that worked well. And people came by and played with it, and I think enjoyed that.
How did they use it? They were just typing on the keyboard and it would type out, or
yeah, just typing junk on the keyboard basically, and then print it out just to play with it.
Could you do 10 print Randy, 20 go to 10, and then send, or I'll print Randy or whatever, and send a page of junk to the typewriter automatically? That sounds loud and annoying. Can you programmatically type?
You could.
Yeah.
You could. I didn't have the way I had it set up is I had a AtariWriter cartridge inserted, and people could just type into the word processor and then print out whatever they typed. But you certainly could have done it through BASIC and done something that way. But yeah, that was cool.
Neat.
I also had my ANTIC stickers and cards out, and they were very popular and went. Of course, I only have the old cards that don't have my name on the back of them. Fancy like you've got. I just got the regular ANTIC cards, but they were popular anyway. Some other exhibits there. I was really pleased to be able to meet John Zilke, who produces the Atari Insights newsletter. I honestly did not know that he was going to show up to our show. So he dropped by, introduced himself, and we talked for a while. And of course, he was there showing everybody his newsletter. And it was awesome to meet John.
Nice. You shook his hand? Did you shake his hand? And was his skin silky smooth? Is my question.
Okay. I'm going to assume that's that.
Jokes of that quality is my realm.
Sorry.
You're stepping.
Didn't mean to step on your toes there, Brett.
I'm sure John will get a kick out of that when he hears, if he listens.
I'm sure he's never heard that one before.
Yeah. There were several vendors there selling Atari 8-bit, modern upgrades. 8-bit devices was there. 8-bit Classics was a sponsor, but Corey wasn't able to actually come to the show, and there were some other people selling Atari stuff as well. And then we had a 400 in our auction that sold for decent money. So pretty good Atari presence there, and it was a lot of fun. It was our biggest show yet. It was in I don't know if you guys had ever gone to any of the earlier Vintage Computer Festival Midwest when they were in, maybe 5, 6 years ago when they were in the smaller venues. That's more what our show was like rather than the gigantic venue that it's in now. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And while I was there, I got a few Atari things. One of my friends there had some ANTIC and analog magazines, and I have quite a few holes in my collection of those magazines. And it turned out he had about 15 issues that I didn't have. So I bought those from him. I'm still missing mainly the real early ones, like the first half dozen or so of both ANTIC and analog. Those are hard to find, and if you do find them, you got to pay decent money for them usually. So someday maybe I'll be able to complete the collection.
Someday.
And I also picked up an Atari lightbox, and just a second here, and I will show that to you.
Atari Lightbox. Okay.
Yeah. So it's got a USB-C connector on the back here.
Mm-hmm.
If you can see it. So you just hook a USB-C power input into it, and it lights up. And
so this is a square box. What, 8x8 by
something like
3?
that? It's probably not 8x8. It's probably 6.
Okay,
so
6 by 6 by, I don't know, 2 or 3, and it's got the Atari logo on it, and it lights up probably.
Yeah,
pretty.
Yeah. Now I've talked to them. It's Tech Dungeon is the name of the company that prints they 3D print all this stuff, and talked to them about maybe producing one or more with ANTIC on them. They did a Floppy Days one for me, and I talked to them about maybe doing an ANTIC one. So I don't know if any of our listeners would be interested in having an ANTIC one, but maybe it's something we could put on a storefront or something and sell a few of them. But that would be cool.
Fun.
So that's it. That was my Atari pickups at the show, and pretty much what I've been up to. How about you, Brad?
No, not this. Actually, yesterday. I was about to say recently. Yeah, it was recent. Yesterday, at the On Historical Computing Society monthly meeting, we had a little bit of a what do you call it? Not four-handed because it wasn't cards, but four-person game going. Well, actually, at one point it was. Well, no, it was four.
I have no idea where we were going with this.
Two of the sorry. Two of the players changed during the middle of the game. So, but it was Battleship over FujiNet, and we had I had my 130XE. Brent Carroll had a Coco, a Apple IIc, and a tablet with a emulator, Atari emulator. He was running an Atari emulator on the tablet. And then Rich had some old MS-DOS machine, and it was a laptop, but it wasn't modern because it was like 2 inches thick. And but
so he was using the RS-232.
Yeah.
FujiNet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were playing Battleship over FujiNet. Four different machines, and we cycled a couple in and out, and which was kind of fun. And Rich does some. I don't know if he works on the Battleship project, but he's done some of the other projects for FujiNet, and so we were doing some testing with that, and that was fun. And games, I've recently finished Fallout 4, and I was thinking about, they just came out with a new update, and DLC for Starfield, and I was thinking about playing Starfield again. And it's like, I don't know. So I ended up this morning, there it is, dragging out Universe. There it is, for the Atari 8-bit. And I'm going to play Universe again and see if I can get further than I have before. But so I got my multi-drive set up back in setup, and tested it this morning. I'll stick a photo on the Facebook group, but I booted it up and got it started, and so I'm gonna play some Universe instead of Xboxing it. I'll Atari a little bit, and if you haven't played Universe before, it's worth the effort. It takes some effort to play, because it's not a Twitch game. It's not it's a strategy trading exploration game, and so no fast reflexes required, which is good for me. And I'm printing a couple of things on my 3D printer, Atari related. Since I've been setting up my office again with my Atari stuff, I wanted some 8-bit, some cartridges out to where I could get them. So I'm printing one of the little cartridge display stands for like 8 cartridges. Have them out in quick access, and just some fun stuff. Anyway, okay. So
yeah, I've got 4 of those stands sitting on my desk. They all hold 4 cartridges.
And
but that's nice to have.
Do you like nice. Do you think the 4 cartridge is better, or because I was thinking about getting printing the 8 cartridge one?
Oh, I didn't even know there was an 8 cartridge version.
Yeah. Just there's some guys, because I just went online and started looking at them, and there's a 16 cartridge and all kinds, wall mounted, and
of course, then you have to have a larger 3D printer to even print probably that size, right?
I don't have a 3D printer, nor do I really want one. So I keep my cartridges in a stack that falls over all the time.
Yeah, I keep mine in a box so my stack doesn't fall over. But the box is like, where is that box again? Oh, I got to go get the box because it's underneath, another box.
Sure.
And so I figured, having a few out handy, give me something.
It's nice. It's nice to have them handy. I've got my 16 most used Atari cards sitting out in the holders.
Yeah, and I figured it'd give me something else to dust. Hey, busy.
Right.
And
see, when the stack falls over, it's self-dusting. The dust just flies into the air.
Yeah. I never. That's just brilliant. Oh, okay.
That's genius, isn't it?
Yeah,
thank you.
That's genius. Is it time for news yet? So we got in our first section, which is new and updated games. Randy's going to tell us about Dodger.
A new game called Dodger by Captain Crumble. I've got a link here to a couple of reviews, discussion on AtariAge and AtariTeka. It's described as Pac-Man meets Grid Runner, if you're familiar with Grid Runner, or Pac-Man meets Solar Fox. I'm not familiar with Solar Fox. But player takes control of the Pac-Man whose mission remains the same, gobble up pellets and fruits. However, instead of navigating mazes and fleeing ghosts, the protagonist moves through mostly open levels with occasional internal walls where danger comes from the sides. 4 mobile cannons located at each end of the screen fire incessantly, forcing the player to calculate their movements precisely to avoid being hit while clearing the level. So, sounds like a lot of fun. Actually, sounds like more fun than Pac-Man to me. But Dodger, check it out.
Sounds like fun.
Another game that came out was, I don't even know how you pronounce this one. It's DRWAL. Durwal?
Drawl, like got a Texas drawl, I think.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
That's what I'm going with.
Seems like there's a missing vowel in there somewhere.
Yes.
But, so Polish programmer Larek created this game, Dwar or Durwal,
it's a Polish person came up with a game that a thing that we don't know how to pronounce. That explains it.
That's
surprised there's not 3 Z's in this word. Okay.
So I guess that word means lumberjack.
Oh.
So it brings to mind the well-known Timberman game, which I think is I don't know. I'm not that familiar with Timberman. I did play this game a little bit, and it's kind of cool. It is really part of a 6502 assembly language course that Larek is doing. And so he's got all these YouTube videos where he teaches you 6502 assembly language, builds up the game as he's going along, and shows you how to write it. Yeah, there you go.
Lovely.
So I see Kay brought it up and is showing it. Way to improve the video portion of this, Kay. That's great.
Thank you. Yes,
That's
I'm
awesome.
trying to learn from This Week in Retro people by showing what we talk about.
Yeah.
I don't know where the
if you want to learn how to create games like Durwal, then check it out or just play the game. It's a fun game.
Yeah.
And I'll let someone else take this next one.
Sure. I'll take the next one if that's okay. AI powers new games for Atari, Doom 2D, and Space Invaders. This is from our friends at Atari Techa. This is more, if I stumbled into more slop-coded Atari stuff, because I don't like it. Claude, the artificial intelligence assistant developed by Anthropic, has become an increasingly visible tool within the Atari 8-bit scene. 2 recent projects in development to illustrate the shift in focus. On one hand, user W1K is working on a 2-dimensional reinterpretation of Doom. On the other, Scott Gimme99 Bradley has built a functional clone of Space Invaders in just a few days, working under the working title Claude Invaders. I always wanted to see the original Doom on Atari, but was more interested in its 2D variant, he said. To achieve this, he uses Claude as a programming assistant and the VBXE graphics card, allowing him to work in high resolution and significantly expand the system's visual capabilities. The preliminary result, already executable in XEX format, showcases a side-scrolling game where the player can run, jump, shoot multiple enemies, and collect items scattered throughout the environment. The stated goal is to recreate Doom 2D, a curious unofficial adaptation developed by a Russian group distributed in 1996 as freeware for DOS. Bradley considers the project functionally complete with only fine-tuning and debugging tasks remaining. May be fun.
All right. Yeah. We'll have to see. I like Doom, so
And I like Space Invaders, so check it out.
Oh, God. The number of hours I have in 26, Space Invaders for the VCS, actually, more technically, is, I've got a lot of hours in that game. Me and in the Navy, me and a roommate, I had a VCS, and I had like 3 cartridges, but we got Space Invaders. And so me and this guy played Space Invaders a lot.
Which Space Invaders is it? Is it the
VCS
not
2600.
The VCS one's
So,
okay, right? As I recall, I haven't played it as
is
many
the
hours
VCS
as,
one okay?
as Brad. It's fine.
Yeah, it's 2600, but
Yeah.
but it was fun. It was playable, and we got so good at it we would play it for hours, and then when you wanted to take a break, we had the timing down. We could hand the other guy the joystick without losing a beat and continue on. And
You did play it a lot.
yeah, we played a lot. And literally hours at a time on one without losing a life. We were good.
Time well spent, I'm sure.
And when you don't have a lot of money, you sit in the barracks and you play Space Invaders. Because what money I had went to buying Space Invaders. But okay, let's see.
Brad, why don't you take this next one?
The new and updated software section. FujiNet Chat is an IRC client for Atari bits with FujiNet. So in our section, we have several links to the different places to get it. But it's the creator Urchley. It's a lot fancier than Chatari Base, my old slip-only Fuji Chat. Features include multiple window interfaces with the ability
It's never
to
stopped you before.
Yeah, but it's never got me going before anyway. So you can have 5 channels in its own window, which is interesting on an Atari. An IRSSI style status bar with highlighting active channels and if someone PMs you or something.
I don't know what that means.
Someone PMs a private message.
No, IRSSI.
Oh, it's I'm not up on IRC, but I think it's just a banner. It's a status banner, I think. And those of you who are more informed than I am, please let me know. Send us an email. I love this one. It has pretty good compliance with the IRC protocol spec.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Probably work most of the time.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah.
And it runs on an Atari with at least 48K. It doesn't require extended memory or even 64K. Okay. Yeah, that's.
Does anyone use IRC anymore?
It's, believe it or not, it is picked up a little steam lately because of the nonsense with Discord. With their age verification, have to log in and prove yourself and give Discord and Facebook your driver's license and all that. And so IRC has become, a little more popular than it was. So we'll see what happens there.
What's old is new again.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, okay. And, it's an IRC chat client. It's probably a whole lot better than what I made it sound like.
All right. Well, this next one is our good friend Wade, who was on the show just a couple months ago, and talking about his Fujidoo stuff, or his what was it called?
Fujidoo, his to-do list manager, right?
His to-do list manager, exactly. He had several applications he had written. Fujidoo was one of them. He has enhanced that. He's added a reporting program to Fujidoo called Fujidoo Reports. This program brings some pseudo-powerful reporting to Fujidoo. You can gain insight to your to-do load, your completion performance, and a convenient tag cloud. You can also print the reports to an ATASCII-capable printer. So it's included in the Fujidoo package. So Wade keeps building and improving on his SQL stuff that you can do on your Atari 8-bit. Pretty cool.
Very nice.
Thanks, Wade, for letting us know.
Speaking of Fuji things, FujiNet Go 800, Atari 800 emulator plus FujiNet on modern Android devices. This is per Moswald. Moswald created an emulator for FujiNet Atari 800. Works on modern Android devices. Says he's looking for beta testers. This would require a Google Play Store account and an Android 12 or higher device. And the app will be released free on the Play Store after bugs are fixed and that sort of thing. You can select different machines and RAM sizes. You use the Altera ROMs by default, or you could choose others. NTSC or PAL, artifacting or not, FujiNet settings, of course. You can use a customized app keyboard or the Android keyboard. And virtual joysticks, and runs as a service, so you can drop into the background and all those other good things. Fun. And
nice.
Related.
Another platform you can run it on.
Yeah. And related, while we're talking about FujiNet things, I got a excited message from Tom on Discord or something like that. He just said, and he said I could share this. Tom Cherry Holmes said, I just witnessed an Eastern European Atari user, Victor Keck, aka W1K, which I think we mentioned before, asked Claude to extend the FujiNet firmware to add support to the exotic high-speed tape formats like Turbo 2000. Over 2.5 days, he went back and forth with Claude while it opened a pull request and sent a series of commits, roughly 24 in all, to implement the feature. And after a few of us tested it, we merged it into the master. While it's amazing the feature actually works, I am awestruck that because we have a functional build pipeline, Victor was able to test the results without needing a development environment of any kind, and it's giving me pause. Thank you for the information, Tom.
So I think Tom's trying to say you no longer can have an excuse, not being a developer, to create some FujiNet software, right?
I maybe he's saying that, or maybe he's saying that. Yeah, but also, I mean, it's great that now they've added support for the weird high-speed tape formats.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, wonderful.
This next one, I'm not sure I fully understand this. It sounds very technical to me, but it's called the Lenka Project by Peter Kazgarowski, and it's a full 65C816 SDX modern retro Atari virtual machine. So virtual machine runs in an iTurn2 window under Mac OS. It emulates the 65.
I understand that so far. Uh-huh.
Okay. It emulates the core, emulates Rambo 1088K, and 16 meg of linear memory. Full emulation of hard disks and ATR images via PBI. Allows mounting host machine directories with on-the-fly Unix to ATASCII conversion.
That's good.
It says the processor core is cycle accurate. Next, he is working on porting Orca M, Orca C, Orca Pascal, and Orca Modula 2 assembler and compiler tools to run under this as well. So he said it's targeting the upcoming Power XE boards, which I'm not quite sure what those are.
I think that's he did
something he's building, right?
Yeah, it's another board set that he's building, I think. Tell us.
Sounds really powerful, whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, again, I'm not sure I fully understand.
Well, he'll tell us
what this is about and what it's for, but sounds very cool. So Kay's bringing it up again. This is on AtariAge. We've got the link to AtariAge, and there's a pretty good conversation going on there about it.
Yeah, he posts in our Facebook group periodically. That's his note.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he posts on our Discord periodically.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
The Discord. I think it does post in the Facebook group, but the Discord is what it was, because I think he posts there more.
This next one's an exciting one. Altera coming to Mac OS.
Oh, yay. Yes, please.
I mean, yeah, it's called Altera SDL, cross-platform port of Altera. Ilmenit, Ilmenit, is the person working on this. And he got the blessing from the Altera author, Firon, Avery Lee. And, for a long time, Altera has been a Windows-only application because it was written, as a Windows application. So he's planning on changing that, building a new front end built on SDL3 and Dear MGUI that plugs into the same emulation core that powers the Windows version. Same accuracy, same compatibility, same emulation. A different UI and different way of talking to your operating system. He does mention that it's not a trivial thing to do because there's so much in the Altera user interface. There's so much there. He says there's around 150 distinct dialogues and configuration screens, all that were built using Windows native APIs. So the approach is to keep the emulation core completely untouched, and it was already platform independent, and build an entirely new front end. Every menu, every dialogue, every button, every settings page from scratch using cross-platform libraries. Way cool.
Nice. That seems like a project. This is a big bite to take, but
yeah,
lovely. Yeah, like you might wonder if the emulation core is the same, why not just slap on a new UI and call it a day? Here's the thing.
Yeah,
Altera's user interface is enormous.
It is absolutely enormous.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a great project. Good work. Can't wait to see how that comes along.
Kay, you had already talked some about this one. You want to take this next one?
Sure. VS Code Fast Basic extension with Fujisan update. Eric Carr and Paulo Garcia. So I mentioned before, we had mentioned last time that Fujisan had a new feature where you can just write some code in your text editor or whatever and then have it automatically compile, and Fujisan would compile it and send it to the emulator so you could see your program running instantly, make it easier to debug. So VS Code Fast Basic extension with Fujisan update. The extension now supports Fujisan on macOS, Windows, and Linux via its TCP server API. You must use Fujisan 1.14 or newer. The latest version is always available at the Fujisan GitHub. And also from Paulo, he just released version 2.0.1, which includes the clear key only via menu or F8 for now.
Which was my suggestion, because I wanted to use clear within within FujiNet.
Yeah.
And I couldn't because there was no clear button anywhere.
Well,
So he put that in.
once he added the L key just for me,
Yeah.
now it's said, yeah, I want to use the clear button. I want to use print screen. I want to, okay.
Yeah.
And Paulo said, just released version 2.0.1, including the clear. I also created a quick setup for VS Codes plus Fast Basic plus Fujisan. I plan to create a video tomorrow about it too. And there's a guide that walks you through using the Fast Basic Debugger VS Code extension with Fujisan as the emulator. Fujisan is not downloaded automatically by the extension, so you install it yourself and connect over to Fujisan CCP server. So if you want to use VS Code, you can. If you want to use a vanilla text editor like BBEdit, like I do, you can. There's more than one way to do that. That's neat. Very good. Brad,
you take the next one?
Yeah, an APOD viewer, and it's not the same as an iPod viewer.
Oh.
The astronomy picture of the day viewer for VBXE, and this viewer is by Stefan. And he says, many thanks to Bill Kendrick for his original viewer for the stock Atari. His work was clearly the inspiration for this project. He didn't use any AI. And it's written in 100% assembler, developed using VS Code with the MADS plugin. You need 48K, FujiNet, a VBXE, and an ST mouse plugged in port 2. And you can get the astronomy picture of the day.
So I don't have a machine that has VBXE yet. Do you guys have a VBXE machine?
No.
I don't. I've often thought about it, but I just...
Yeah. It seems there's more and more stuff being developed to take advantage of the enhancements that VBXE can give you. So
these pictures look nice. They're real, pretty. There's a thing on the Atari on the forum there. You can see like the picture in a modern web browser and then the picture on the VBXE computer, and it looks pretty darn good.
Yeah, the VBXE gives you more colors and higher resolution on the Atari. Right. So it's it does look pretty good.
Randy, you want to tell us about the April issue of Atari Insights in our publications section?
Yeah, I mentioned that John Zilke, the developer of that, editor of it, met him at the show. His latest issue, the April issue, is out now, and he's got a Atari weather station project that he's continuing to work on. He did ask me to help test the Atari weather station, and I downloaded it, but I couldn't get it to work through my emulation, and I didn't have time to try it on a real machine with a FujiNet, which is probably what I should have done. But for some reason, I couldn't get it to work through emulation, even though he said he's able to. He's also got another article about Atari logo going beyond the basics, and more from the Atari 400 Mini series that he's been publishing. There's also I Didn't Need Another Clock, World Backup Day, a reprint of text in graphics mode 8, and a short write-up on playing FujiNet Battleship at our local user group. So apparently, Brad, you're not the only one playing Battleship over FujiNet.
Yes, if you haven't, you should. Okay, and you've got the paper subscription to Compute's Gazette, right?
I do. In fact, I'll show it here again for those that are.
Utes Gazette. Anarchy in the UK.
There's a lot in this particular issue about the machines that came out in the UK, the ZX81 and the Spectrum and the BBC Micro and so on. A pretty good history of computers. It does talk about Atari's presence as well in Europe, although it wasn't huge in most of Europe, and at least until the ST came out. But there are some articles in here, not a lot of Atari content in this particular issue. There's the continuing Atari Outpost series by Jerry White. He's got a word guessing game called Puzzle. And also he has a fun sound program. It's actually the theme of Beverly Hillbillies. And so those are available as type-ins in the magazine. You can type them and play with those. The FujiNet Report by Tom Cherryholmes and Eric Carr. It goes fairly deep into using Go, the language Go, to create the Battleship server. I have no familiarity with Go at all. But if you want to learn how to program in Go and how to create a server that you can run through FujiNet, you can check out this series of articles that Tom and Eric are doing. And then Rob Sherman has his ongoing series on telecommunications, and he's got an article on what it was like running a BBS back in the 80s. And Rob is a well-known figure in the Atari community. So there you go. That's the Atari content in Compute Gazette. We'd like to see more, but it's good that there's some.
Probably like most magazines, it probably comes and goes as, the...
Well, he needs to spin off an Atari version.
Yeah.
Compute for Atari.
Yeah. And that's why Compute went under years ago, because they didn't do that.
I'm sure that's absolutely true. Yeah, that's the only reason.
CBS had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I don't even want to say the next one, Randy.
Do it.
Why not? Your mind going in
because he knows I'm going to make a joke, and
there's just too many jokes there.
Just because of the number associated with it, I guess, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
all right. Well, I'll say it. It's Flop 69.
Nice.
And
the Flop is a disc magazine for the Atari 8-bit only. It comes out, for, maybe once every. This one was a year and a half ago. Was the last issue, so it's between a year and a half and 2 years between editions of it. But this particular one did come out as write-ups of Atari shows, some interviews. There's an article on the Atari partition table. There's a dual article about the dual USB joystick adapter. There are some games actually on the disc as well, Quattrus and World Frenzy. And there are some self-runnable pictures. So it's a fun little magazine, and certainly worth taking a look at.
Okay.
And we have the link where you can go and download it.
Yeah. As you should.
I just want to say in the time that you were talking about it, I got it downloaded, unzipped, and playing in my emulator. It is not a difficult thing in order to try out one of these disc magazines.
Nope,
here it is.
Not at all.
I have a rotating, beautiful Earth graphic. It's playing music, but I'm not sharing that.
It's kind of nice that it's in Polish and English.
That's important to me because I don't read Polish so good. Flop 69. Very nice. This is a very well done
It is well done.
little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Nice work.
In our new, in our hardware section, we've got a couple things. Lotharic is producing a new video mod for the XL and XE called the GTIA2 RGB. And it's in pre-release right now. He's supposed to ship next month, which is May 2026. He's supposed to start shipping. And if you order before April 27th, 2026, you'll get a $10 discount. So after the April 27th, it'll be $75 US. So you get a $10 discount if you order before the 27th. And it's but it has some really nice high resolution graphics coming out of the Atari, off the RGB, via this RGB. And it's a, FPGA converter. I'm guessing it's kind of like the Copper Dragon produced.
I was going to say how it sounds very similar to that.
Yeah. And which is actually not a bad thing, because the Copper Dragon one can be hard to get because he only sells for a short period of time and then he cuts off orders. Apparently has to do with the way taxes are in his country. He has a limit. And if he goes over the limit, he's considered a legitimate business and has to pay huge amounts of money and or something. That's the way I understood it. It was so he sells a few and cuts off for the year. And
my only problem is I am totally scared of buying anything overseas because of the tariff situation. I have no idea what to expect. There are a lot of things I'd like to get from overseas.
You don't like surprises, Randy?
yeah,
I don't want to suddenly buy something that's, in this case, $65 and then get, hit with a $50 tariff or something.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah.
So is this require soldering? Is just slap it in there?
Apparently, he doesn't say. He doesn't give a lot of detail. Actually, I ran into this on his Facebook page when he was announcing it, but he doesn't give you a lot of information on his website about it. And I'm hoping he'll flesh that out here soon. But yes, and the only reason I know there's soldering involved is someone wrote a product review. I guess one of his beta testers wrote a product review of it and showed it soldered into the and talked about soldering it onto the board. So at this point, it's not a plug-in; it's a solder-in device.
That's what's always scared me about the VBXE, is it does require some soldering as well.
Yeah, it's. I don't mind a little soldering. It's just if there's a lot of soldering involved,
Whereas Sophia was just pulling out a chip, putting it on top and
I'm good
putting
enough
it back in
to where I know where to hold the soldering iron and where not to hold the soldering iron. And, if the meme picture comes to mind for everybody. But anyway, okay. The next one we got is just, it's interesting and just as vague on its description, but Corey doesn't give us a lot with this. I'm It's the Ape Warp XL-XE 32-in-1 OS switcher. And it allows you to switch between 32 different operating systems. For
which is interesting. Are there anything close to 32 OSs to even put in this thing? Or
actually, there probably is. There is well, it depends on your definition of OS. Is it OS as in what's on the 16K, but the plug-in card on the 800, that OS? Or are we including DOS?
It's including patches to the OS. So there's various, the patches
like high-speed I/O built-in.
High-speed I/O and that sort of thing. So I think you can mix and match what patch. I want the H patch. I want the D patch. Whatever. And you can. I think you can probably. I think once you get all those combinations, you can probably get up to 32 very easily.
Yeah, and I like some of the little functionality they put in there, like the reverse basic is cool. Actually, that got me yesterday when I was trying to load Battleship. I wasn't holding the option, and so now with reverse basic, you have to hold the option to load basic.
To load basic,
instead of not load it.
Right.
Because vast majority of the time you don't want it, and
it's true.
So this reverses that. So anyway, and on it's starting to sound like I'm picking on Corey, and I'm not. But all right, I'll go ahead and say it. The write-ups implies that it's a Atari Max product, but I went to Atari Max's website and don't see anything about it. And so I don't know if it's a new product or something.
Well, I think they have offered this for a long time at Atari Max. Maybe he's taken over their product, some of their product line, and sells it instead of Atari Max.
And that would make sense, because I was thinking when I was doing research for the episode that I've run into this before, but and that would make sense that it's new to Corey, but not to Atari Max. It's been around, so yeah, that would make sense. But hey, correct me, hey, guys, correct me. Let me know what the real scoop is. All right, so
okay, you're a big 10-liner guy.
I am. I'm a fan of the 10-liners. The 10-liner contest for 2026 is over with more than 50 entries. The final results of the 15th edition of the Basic 10-liner contest had several productions for the Atari 8-bit that stand out not only for their ingenuity, but also for the solidity of their mechanics within particularly demanding technical limits. In the pure 80 category, reserved for programs with a maximum of 80 characters per line, the jury's first prize went to Tenbermom, developed by Chilean Victor Parada. It's a direct reinterpretation of Timberman, reduced to its essence, cutting logs while avoiding side branches in a game that demands immediate reflexes. The main difference from the original is the addition of a 75-second time limit, after which branches begin to grow on both sides, increasing the pressure on the player. And then the next was Taipan by Eric Carr. Relive the excitement of 19th century trading as you battle pirates and trade to amass a large fortune. This is a minimal version of Taipan, a 1979 game for 8 bits based on the book by the same name. You start in Hong Kong with $200. How quickly can you trade up to a fortune of $1 million? Eric, however, earned the highest accolade from the competition in the Extreme 256 category with his version of Arkanoid. Programmed in Fast Basic, the game manages to condense the entire structure of the classic arcade game into just 10 lines, 10 levels, multiple power-ups, and a clearly defined difficulty progression.
That's impressive.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I always enjoyed Arkanoid. In the pure 120 category, the Atari entries were B-Vroom, which took 9th place with a minimalist driving experience focused solely on obstacle avoidance. Teng came in 11th place, reinterpreting Pong by progressively inducing blocks that alter the ball's trajectory. And in 13th place was Dog Ball by Martin Damon Hughes, a game where the player throws a ball to their dog with directional control. That sounds adorable. And as always, Toko put together a compilation disc so you can download all of the Atari 8-bit entries on one disc. Looks like there's 14 of them, and you can try them all out and play them, easily in with just one disc in your emulator or whatever. So that's kind of neat. NOMAM 2026.
Good showing by Atari.
Good showing. Good job.
Atari people.
Glad our people on our platform won some prizes.
Right.
Great.
Tell us about these tapes, okay?
Yeah. Moving to the other category, random things. The Video Game History Foundation digitized a bunch of cassette tapes from one of the earliest GDC, Game Developer conferences, available for the first time in 37 years. There's a nice article by Phil Salvador published about it. So they got a bunch of cassette tapes and they digitized them. It says these tapes might be some of the earliest surviving recordings of developers like Daniel Button-Berry, Bing Gordon, Chris Crawford, Richard Garriott, and Steve Cartwright, and more. So there's a bunch of different audio to download. Some of the interesting ones include the golden days of computer games. This panel has a remarkable lineup of game developers talking about the good old days, which by me, this is in 1989, so they were talking about like 1980 at this point. There was already nostalgia in 1989 for a time when developers had to package their own games in Ziploc bags, and nobody knew this would actually become a major industry. Speakers Danny Button, Steve Cartwright, Chris Crawford, John Freeman, and Richard Garriott. And there's a bunch of them, but the other one I wanted to call out, I have to find it again, sorry, was the publishers panel. Gathered here are the decision makers from Broderbund, Mediagenic, Accolade, Origin, Electronic Arts, and Epix. They will discuss their views on the state of the industry and answer your questions. So cassette tapes from GDC 1989 with some Atari adjacent things. It's great.
That's cool because that kind of history is forgotten about.
Yeah.
All right, Randy, you're going to camp?
So Kay, I knew you would find this one really interesting because you've done some podcasts about the Atari computer camps, and you talked to people who went and that sort of thing. Well, the retroist, who he does a Substack. I know that he does a podcast as well, and I've always liked his stuff. But he recently did a Substack, a blog on the Atari computer camps, the rise and fall of Atari computer camps. And he's got some interesting information in here. Kay, I was a little disappointed that he didn't mention you in here somewhere with all the work that you did to help, help get out the word about the computer camps. But there's a lot of information here. And
Great. He talks about his own personal thing. Yeah, it would have been nice to
yeah,
mention, but yeah, links to some of my interviews and things. But yeah, interesting. Well, good.
yeah. And one thing I found in here is he mentions somebody who was involved in originally creating computer camps in general. And so Dr. Michael Zabinski, I did find him online, and I've sent him an email about perhaps doing an interview at some point. I don't know if he will or not. I haven't
Have
heard
you-
back from him yet.
Oh man, I would
But
love that. Yeah, when you mentioned him to me, I looked him up, and he's widely credited as the person who made the first computer camp, and he was interviewed
yeah,
contemporarily at that time about that. So yeah.
and he recently retired, no longer a professor, but it sounds like he's still around. And if I hear from him, I'll let you know. Maybe we can do a joint interview or something. And
Great.
I think he'd be fun to talk to.
Yeah. Very nice.
Now we don't have computer camps anymore, or do we? I don't know, but I'm not aware of any. But we do have computer
There's
shows.
Atari parties.
Yeah, we have parties, and we have computer shows that have Atari.
It's like a little camp for grown-ups to go play with old computers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't make you go canoeing. You can just
yeah, it's even better. And in some of the places there's a bar, so it's even better.
I don't think the original Atari camps had a bar.
No, probably not. Although the Atari, what was it? The one they did in the Bahamas or whatever?
Oh, the Club Med, yeah.
Yeah, the Club Med.
That was all bar with a computer there. Yeah.
And okay, before we go,
I'm going to go first because I'm going to VCF East, April 17th through 19th, 2026 at the InfoAge Science and History Museums in Wall, New Jersey. I'll be there with my fancy new business cards.
And you're going to be on a panel there, right? Podcast panel.
I'm going to be on a podcast panel.
Be cool. Say hey to Earl for me.
Yep, I will. Say hey to Earl.
I know Earl Evans is going to be on there as well. The Midwest Gaming Classic is April 24th through the 26th at the Baird Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Although it's not hugely far from me, I'm not going to be able to attend.
Oh. And VCF Europe is May 1 through 3 in Munich, Germany.
And the Vintage Computer Festival Northwest will be May 2nd and 3rd at the Tukwila Community Center in South Tukwila, Washington.
And VCF Southwest is May 29th through the 31st at the Westin Dallas-Fort Worth Airport.
Retrofest 2026 is May 30 through 31 at the Steam Museum of the Great Western Railway in Swindon, UK.
Vintage Computer Festival Great Britain will be June 19th through 21st in Lee Wigan, United Kingdom. Probably saying that wrong.
And the same weekend, June 20th, will be the Vancouver Retro Gaming Expo in New Westminster, British Columbia, Canada.
All right. So go out and go to some shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And have some fun. Okay. Earlier, Randy, you had said something about you were going to tell us some more about the FujiNet Turbo 2000.
Yeah. So Kay talked about it earlier, that Tom had contacted him about adding Turbo 2000 cassette format to FujiNet. Tom actually created a video for that on YouTube, so you can take a look at it. And it's always fun to watch his videos. Also found a video on why the Atari 800 XL blows the doors off the Commodore 64.
Right? That's what I've been saying for 40 years.
I know.
Glad.
I knew you'd like that. Produced by someone named Hans Campbell.
Sounds like a smart person. Intelligent.
And finally, I've got one here from Eric Carr. He's got a video of his Atari, I don't know if you pronounce it Atario or AtariAge platform engine for Atari bit computers. It's a platform that he has created, written in CC65. It's shown running in PAL, but supports both PAL and NTSC. He's got some new objects he supports in his platform, like platforms, hopping, flying enemies, and a swimming level. It looks amazing. So it apparently is for writing games with, and he keeps adding capabilities to this platform engine so that you can utilize these to write games.
Oh, that's cool. Because
okay, I don't know if you can bring up the video and show it, but it's an amazing version of.
I'm waiting for the ad to. Okay.
Oh,
yeah, I didn't want to. You don't want to show the ad
to give you the skip option.
Yeah. This thing. All right.
Yeah, isn't that awesome on Atari 8-bit?
That's beautiful. We're looking at. I should have done sound. It looks like
it's Mario.
Looks like Super Mario Brothers, and sounds exactly like it. Looks beautiful. Man, that's great.
Yeah,
that's really cool. Here, you know what? For our listeners, I'm gonna do it again with sound, just so you can really go back and do this right. Yeah, that looks and sounds amazing.
Yeah, that is really great.
Very nice. Neat.
Something like that's cool because, the Amiga had a couple of those back in the day, and people are still making games with them. And, good stuff. So that would be cool for the Atari. Okay. Well, I guess it's now time for a word from our sponsor.
Introducing the new AtariAge video game system, the only game system that teaches you to fly. It comes with Flight Simulator 2 and a keyboard to play many advanced computer games. But that's not all. You can pilot your Atari through hundreds of other exciting games, because it also comes with a target gun and the great game Blast 'em. And it plays the most challenging joystick games, like Missile Command. The new AtariAge video game system, the only one that has it all.
There you are. Let's talk about how he was using the light gun. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
I can't think of a worse way to
hold it with two hands.
He's using it with two hands. Okay, first of all, he's sitting 12 inches from the screen, the CRT. He's holding it with two hands, and he's holding it like right up to his eye. And I don't know.
Director saying, "Yeah, closer. We got to get it in the shot."
Yeah, right. Anyway, you should get it as eggs and support our sponsor.
Flight Simulator 2 at 2 frames per second.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys used the light gun much on the XE?
Not lately. It was not great.
So I did a couple years ago. I took it to, actually it was just a year ago at our last Atari Expo that we had here locally. And you had to hold it fairly close to the monitor, or it wouldn't even register.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm not surprised that they show it that way.
Is there anything?
So, Kay, I know this GitHub is normally your section.
Yeah,
but I did throw a couple things in there. I mean, you're welcome to
go for it. Talk about it. Do it. So I found a couple. You found a couple?
Yeah, so I found one called Jam, Just Atari Model by Merrick Spinell. He says, is this the smallest language model in the world? So it's basically AI that will run on your Atari. It runs totally on your Atari. He managed to squeeze real artificial intelligence into 30 kilobytes, running on a Atari 800, fully generative deterministic language model powered by a neural network and built to run on 8-bit hardware. Real silicon intelligence in 2 to 80 kilobytes. And there's actually 6 different language models ready to run on your Atari, all the way from what he calls PicoJam, which is ultra tiny, to JamSam, which is has a much larger brain and experimental pokey output. So,
What are these? Just Liza?
I don't know. It makes.
I think this makes
sound
Eliza
like
look
it's more
smart.
than that.
I don't know.
Yeah. Because
I mean, it looks like it has a very small vocabulary. You can say it's in the screenshot here. You can type hello. You can type double and a number, or you can type math like 9 + 9, or you can type half 8, or prime 7. And so it's a very weird little calculator that says hello.
yeah. Hello.
Yeah,
Nice.
Hey.
I don't know. Pretty cool. Of course, that's just the PicoJam there that you're showing,
Right.
which is the smallest one.
Yes. Is that what we're talking
That
about?
one's.
Oh, I guess
That's
this
only
is-
got.
that's the
Oh,
Pico.
they've got he's got larger ones.
Oh, I
too.
see. There's also Jam XE.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
That uses a 130xe, so it has a 76K brain. I mean,
Like Brad.
that's it.
Well, that's the nicest thing you've said to me in a while.
Oh, wow. Oh, boy. You guys got me rolling on the floor here. That's good. All right. Anyway, might be something fun to play with.
Nice. Okay.
It's pretty cool that you can run a AI of some sort on your Atari. And then I also found a VBXE web browser with image support created by W1K, who we've mentioned a couple of times already on this podcast. He's getting a lot of airtime. But actually can run a web browser on your little Atari. Again, he's using Claude for a lot of his stuff. So it's AI-generated code, but it can also display images. They don't appear directly on the page, but an image tag that you have to click to open. And it supports searching the internet. Instead of a URL, you enter the search phrase. You do need a Atari XLR or XE, VBXE, and FujiNet. You get 80 by 29 text mode utilizing VBXE. It has HTML support for some HTML capability, images, navigation, some networking, and UI. So, cool little browser that runs right on your Atari.
Nice.
If you have the VBXE.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. There's another reason to have
that's the tool
VBXE.
the new tool you need to have. Not new, but great. And the one I found was called AEMT, the Atari 8-bit multi-tool. This is just appeared on GitHub 3 weeks ago. This is a command line tool intended to provide some quality of life improvements to manage large game/program libraries on USB media for the Atari the 400 Mini with utilities for other Atari emulators. Current functionality includes manipulates Atari 8-bit ATR disk images, moving files in bulk to organize folder structures, with the ability to control how the organization is done and to limit the number of files per folder to avoid exceeding the mini 400's 255 per limits files per folder limit, and creating, applying, and updating CFG files automatically without having to set them individually one game at a time within the 400 minis file browser, and identify and validate cartridge files, CAR, CO1 to C70, including decoding the header, showing the stored ROM data checksum, and computing the actual checksum from the contained ROM data. So it looks like a useful little tool for people who like to use the 400 mini.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about getting one of those.
Get one. Get one.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have one either.
$92.
I should support it, I guess.
Yeah. And,
if you want them to make an 800 mini, you got to buy a 400 mini.
Yeah.
It's true. Well, I don't want a mini. I want the full size.
Yeah.
Like the
full size
C64 Ultimate kind of
like
thing.
that Amiga that's supposed to be coming out. It's full size. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So now we move into a little bit of listener feedback.
Great.
And I guess I'll take the first one. Christopher Patty says, "Hi guys, love the podcast and appreciate all the hard work." You're welcome. Thank you very much. It's all me. You folks were the inspiration to get an Atari XL again and start back into the Atari scene. Before we start, I can just hear Kay asking why anyone would want an editor that runs in a terminal. Trust me, plenty of us have our reasons. For me, I'm partially blind and text interfaces allow me to blow up the fonts most easily. Anyway, I created a project to add fast basic syntax highlighting to NeoVim. And it works for Vim too, but I haven't tested that yet. Yeah, if you're using Vim, then enjoy. I hope people enjoy this. If anyone gets use out of it, please give me a shout out. And he lists his Twitter, Blue Sky Mastodon.
Nice. So
And,
fast basic syntax highlighting in NeoVim. Honestly, I didn't know about NeoVim, which is a modernized version of Vim, which is a modernized version of VI. I've been using VI since it was called VI, and I'm not going to fault anybody for using VI. I told Christopher that as long as it's not Emacs.
I've never used Emacs, so I'm staying out of that religious argument. And I've used VI very little, so actually more than I want to. All right, so, Randy, you want to do the one from Paulo? Or...
Sure. He as everybody who listens knows, he was on our last episode and talked about Fujisan. He says, I almost forgot to send the mandatory thanks email, but here it is. I was very nervous to participate as a guest host, but the three of you made me feel very welcome and comfortable. And as soon as we started, I felt like I'd been doing it for years. So thanks for that. I appreciate the nice comments about Fujisan, which is a project I'm super proud of, as he should be. At this point, I'm struggling with some instability while using FujiNet, which is taking a lot of time. But as soon as I get that out of the way, my plan is to focus on using Fujisan more than developing it, so I can have a better sense of what's needed, mostly as a turnkey solution for Atari software development, more specifically with Fast Basic. Anyway, if you ever need a substitute, feel free to let me know and I'll be glad to join again. I know your earnings as Atari podcast host is in the six figures. Yeah, if there's a lot of decimals.
Only six figures.
I was about to say, in my case, there's a dash in the front.
Yeah.
So it will be good for me, my resume, to learn more about the trade. Thanks, Paolo, for writing.
I think
we
Paolo's
appreciate
resume
having you on.
Paolo's resume is doing just fine with Fujisan. That's pretty impressive.
So thanks, guys, for writing in. Appreciate it. It's that time, and it's been an hour and a half, Kay. So actually, we're 5 minutes over your limit. So,
Oh, okay. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin then.
yeah. But we do appreciate everyone listening to the show and putting up with our hijinks. So, and we do want your feedback, like I've mentioned a couple times in the episode. Is tell us stuff. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm right. Okay, that list will be shorter than the other one, but still, I would like to know the one time I'm right. And so please write in, tell us. We love hearing about your memories of Atari bits, and if you're working on a project or hardware or software, let us know, and we'll be happy to share it.
Hey, you're making me sick. Zooming in and out on it.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
So I guess that's why I'm lucky. I'm reading the show notes, so I'm not watching that. But there are many ways you can contact us, and Randy will tell us about the email.
Well, that is ANTIC at AtariPodcast.com.
And if Kay can stop, there you go.
Sorry, too much power here.
And he could tell us about Blue Sky.
We're on Blue Sky at AtariPodcast.bsky.social.
Our website with show notes and links to all the items we've talked about is at www.ataripodcast.com. We have a Facebook page, which is, it's more technically, we have a Facebook group, which is Facebook Groups Atari Podcast. And we have a Discord server. The link is in the show notes for that. Come over and, talk Atari with us.
Mm-hmm.
And, you all come over. Facebook.
Come over and play Atari.
Yeah. Somewhere. And, say hello.
We'll all play Battleship together.
Yeah. And, and I do appreciate y'all listening to us for this episode. And you too.
Thanks everyone for listening, and thanks guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
See y'all next time.
Bye.